At UNICEF, we like to say children are everyone's business. Now, you'd expect us to say that. We are, after all, the United Nations Children's Fund. So what if we said that by focusing on children and supporting their rights, business can benefit from improved access to skilled labor, improved employee satisfaction, improve the communities in which you work, raise the value of your brand, and help your bottom line? This morning, I'd like to build that case and show how engaging in a policy dialogue that focuses on children is an exercise in enlightened self-interest, to show how it's an investment, not a cost, that purpose and profit are not necessarily mutually exclusive. Our experience in Asia tells us exactly that. More importantly, the private sector is telling us exactly that, and we'll hear some compelling insights from corporate champions in a moment. Let's start with what we know. Virtually all companies interact with children in some way, sometimes directly, sometimes not, sometimes to the benefit of children, sometimes not. We see each of these interactions as an opportunity for you to advance children's rights and well-being. But where to start and how? Well, to help our private sector partners, UNICEF joined Save the Children and the UN Global Compact to develop the Children's Rights and Business Principles, the CRBP, as we call them. The principles help highlight where and how we have overlapping interests, even though our language may be different. UNICEF is guided by the language of international law, found in the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and other legal instruments on women's rights and labor rights, language that was created primarily with state parties in mind. The Child Rights and Business Principles is our translation tool. So when we talk about the right to quality education and healthcare for all children, it translates into mutual concerns around the development of human capital. When we talk about the right of children to protection from exploitation and abuse, it speaks to issues around risk management. When we talk about the impact of malnutrition during a child's first years of life, we refer to the irreversible effects on cognitive development in those first 1,000 days. That's about the ability of building competitive workforces in what are increasingly digital and service-based economies in this region. And when we talk about the rights of women, that speaks to the game changer so many of you refer to when it comes to creating sustainable growth. Now, let me give you a simple example. We'll hear more complex ones from our corporate partners. But look at it from a working parent's perspective. If, as a working parent, you're worried about having left your child with a neighbor or in your home village while you go off to work in the city because affordable childcare isn't available, you probably won't perform as well as a working parent whose mind is at ease because the child is being looked after in a safe, affordable childcare facility nearby, perhaps even in the workplace. In that case, the investment is good for the child, good for the parent, and good for productivity. So the right thing to do is also the smart thing to do. Today's children are your future labor force, your future investors and customers. We all want them healthy, educated, and with the right skills. In their healthy development and safeguarding the planet for their future, you also ensure the future of sustainable, even vibrant economies. And that's why the private sector is a crucial partner for us. By us, I mean us UNICEF, us national governments, us communities, all the us's in this room, all involved in building our communities and nations and economies. It is that acknowledgement that we are all in this together that led to the recognition of the private sector as an integral partner in global discussions around the Sustainable Development Goals, referred to as the SDGs, adopted by all countries last year. They are the global roadmap for transforming our world, leaving no one behind, with an agenda for achieving sustainable development by the year 2030. Committing to the child rights and business principles, ensuring that your company is having a positive impact on the lives of children is an important step in that direction. We look to the private sector for visionary leadership and action based on the tacit understanding that the countries, communities, and children that you depend on also depend on you. So when you hear us at UNICEF say children are everyone's business, that's what we mean. Thank you.